us an update. Now, with this, we are essentially shifting focus now to a story from Tamil Nadu, where there's another report of civic horror coming in from Chennai. A giant signboard collapsed over moving vehicles on the road in the Kattipara area, killing one while two others received serious injuries. Now, the incident occurred after an MTC bus, which is a government bus, it was overspeeding and it rammed into the pillar holding the signboard that was located near the Alandur metro station. Now, the signboard then fell onto a two-wheeler, a loaded van and an auto rickshaw, crushing the occupants on the two-wheeler. Now, I'm crossing over to my colleague Purnima Murli to give us more details on this entire situation. Purnima, what is the government saying about this entire situation? Purnima, can you hear me?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Absolutely. Could you tell us about the state government's response to this entire situation?
Well, the government maintains that it was the bus that rammed into the pillar that led to this particular signboard that came crashing down, and the motorist who was critically injured late last evening, he finally breathed his last early morning today. Therefore, the state government says that the driver who was responsible for this tragic incident that took place yesterday evening here near Alandur metro station, they have finally been arrested. Remember, after the incident broke out, the bus in fact rammed into the pillar that was holding up the signboard that came crashing down after the overspeeding bus in fact rammed the pillar, and the driver had then absconded and fled the spot. Late last night, the driver was arrested, and today he will be remanded. He will be produced before the court and will be remanded. That's the latest news that's coming in. The government promises strict action, and also this is not the first time that we've seen incidents of a government bus causing a tragic incident. This has happened many times. Therefore, the state government will then look into ways to prevent such untoward incidents from happening. At the moment, the government maintains that the driver who was responsible for this incident, the driver has been arrested and strict action will be taken. Stringent punishment will be given to him is what the Tamil Nadu government has assured.
All right, Purnima, thank you for joining us and bringing us those details. Now we have some breaking news coming in right now. Now, this is a big development. After skipping the Niti Aayog meeting that was chaired by the Prime Minister yesterday, the rift between the JDU and the BJP has grown wider. Sources within Nitish Kumar's party are telling CNN News 18 that the alliance with the BJP is at a dead end.
एक मॉडल इस्तेमाल किया गया था 2020 के विधानसभा के चुनाव में, चिराग मॉडल, और दूसरा चिराग मॉडल तैयार किया जा रहा था। लेकिन कभी अगर होगा आगे तब बताएंगे कि षड्यंत्र कहां-कहां हुआ और कैसे-कैसे हुआ। लेकिन आज ऐसे लोग भी बोल रहे हैं, अरे भाई कोई भी आदमी षड्यंत्र क्यों करते हो नीतीश कुमार जी को छोटा करने के लिए। अब ये सब तो हमने कहा ना कि षड्यंत्र कब हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कहां-कहां हुआ, ये सब कुछ प्रमाण है। ये समय आने पर वह भी बताएंगे, थोड़ा अभी इंतजार करिए।
Crossing over to our political editor Maria Shakil to give us more details on this. Maria, massive development where top JDU sources are saying that the alliance with the BJP may end. What more can you tell us?
Yes, so the indication that is coming from Bihar is that there is a lot of tension between JDU and BJP. If anything, the indication that Nitish Kumar chose to skip the crucial Niti Aayog Governing Council meeting yesterday and instead continued with the events related to his government in Bihar. There have been similar such events that he has skipped in the past as well. So sources in the JDU are now telling us is that as far as this alliance is with BJP is concerned, because BJP-JDU alliance is the alliance which actually runs the government of Bihar, is almost at a dead end. There is nothing much left in the alliance is what the indication is. It is all precipitating into a crisis. What will be next move of Nitish Kumar is something that is being watched not only by his alliance partner, that is the BJP, even by his political opponents, that is Tejasvi Yadav, the RJD, and also the Congress party. So we'll wait and see as to what happens in Bihar in the next 48 hours. But certainly, as far as this alliance is concerned, the indication that is coming from the JDU is that it's very, very tricky here onwards. It's in choppy waters. But bigger concern is what next for Bihar in terms of Nitish Kumar himself. Remember, he had in 2015, when Nitish Kumar and RJD fought jointly, it was a Mahagathbandhan alliance. But 2 years later, he walked out of the alliance and formed the government with BJP. And in 2020, when Bihar saw the elections, the assembly elections, it was BJP-JDU alliance which contested jointly. But if you look at what was said by Lalan Singh, who is the JDU president presently, he has clearly hinted at a larger conspiracy which happened in 2020, which made JDU's numbers overall go down. JDU at present just has 43 MLAs in that assembly of Bihar. So questions being raised certainly by Nitish Kumar and the JDU and hinting at, was the BJP really responsible for fielding Chirag Paswan, the manner in which he functioned, and ensured that on a number of seats, JDU candidates actually lose.
All right, Maria, now essentially sources had also told us that Bihar, essentially Chief Minister Nitish Kumar was very unhappy with the way that Bihar was being portrayed in the media because of the entire PFI plot as well. Now, you're also mentioning this entire conspiracy about how the numbers were also decreasing. Allegedly, it was conducted by the BJP. What else could have led to this situation?
Yes, so the sense certainly in Bihar is that particularly with the Nitish Kumar government, the manner in which Bihar is being projected, he feels that this entire NIA probe which has begun vis-a-vis, the PFI and others, is actually making Bihar emerge and is making Bihar almost seem like a terror haven. All this entire NIA probe, Nitish Kumar administration actually gives us a sense the Chief Minister's office was not aware of. It is being functioned completely from the Delhi, from the central government. And hence, there are a lot of teething issues between the two sides, between the BJP and the JDU. And it all emerges from 2020 itself. In the last 2 years, Nitish Kumar not choosing to be part of the central government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. RCP Singh was a minister, but despite of that, the sense was that he was not really comfortable, being part of the government in Delhi, although he was running an alliance government in Bihar. So I think in the next 24 to 48 hours, there are several events that will be playing out in Bihar. Politically, it is going to see a major turmoil, is what the indication is.
All right, Maria, thank you so much for joining us and bringing us all of that context. Now, with this, we're heading into a very short break, but do continue to stay with us.